And now, it's Boomer Life. Lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
And this is Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Our next hour is going to be spent having a conversation with friends from the Alzheimer Society of British Columbia. Today's topic is raising your voice, and we'll find out more about that in just one moment. I'm joined in studio today with Maria Howard. Maria is the CEO of the Alzheimer Society of BC, so thanks for being here, Maria.
Thanks, Joanne.
Last month on Boomer Life, it was all about Volunteer Awareness Month, and we connected with the Alzheimer's Society to celebrate the vital role that volunteers play, like providing strategic direction on the board of directors, supporting families across BC by facilitating support groups and various other programs. And volunteers also help in huge amounts to help raise funds with the Society's different signature events. So, Maria, this month, we're going to be talking about the important role that each of us can play in keeping dementia in the conversation across the province. With the BC election just a little over a week away, May 9th, I think it's a great time to think about the ways that people can raise their voices and speak up about dementia. So we'll be starting off with a conversation with Lynn Jackson. Now, Lynn is a member of the Society's leadership group for people with dementia. We've had other members of the leadership group on this show in the past, and it'll be great to hear Lynn's perspective as someone who has advocated for systemic change while actually living with the disease.
It'll be great to talk with Lynn today. Lynn has absolutely a personal experience with living dementia, and it is through working with people who are living with the disease and impacted that the Society is guided, and we can understand the best way we can help, because really our purpose is to help those who are impacted by dementia in BC. And so we need to turn to those people who are walking that journey to guide us in the best way to do that.
It's educational for us as well. So then after Lynn, we're going to be joined on the phone by Rebecca Morris. And Rebecca is the Society's Manager of Advocacy and Education. Rebecca is going to be talking about how people can become advocates themselves and help spark change.
Advocacy is critically important. I mean, especially at this time with an election coming up, it's important for us all to raise our voice and let those leaders within our province understand the importance of supporting people who are living with dementia.
And then finally on this show, we're going to be joined by Stephanie Woodward and Tanya Mealing. Now, Steph and Tanya were on the show back in January, and that was during Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Tanya and Steph are friends. They're also co-chairs for the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's, which is one of the events, which is on the North Shore, taking part in the Society's largest fundraising event. This is a big deal. The walk is scheduled for May 7th. Steph and Tanya are going to let us know how the event is shaping up, and I think I referred to this duo as the Fun and Games Department when we all met in January.
Oh, Steph and Tanya, they are great. You know, the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's coming up on May 7th is one of our signature events, and it's a really wonderful time when people from the communities across the province come out and walk to raise awareness, to remember those who have been touched by dementia, remember those who have, really walked the journey and raise money. And so it's a fun event. It can be a hard journey, but there is so much things that we can be thankful for and appreciative of. And Stephanie and Tanya, they're just a crazy duo, and they bring the excitement and the passion to these walks. And they always make me, just remember why this is such an important day. It'll be great to hear from them.
Oh, super! Their passion is infectious too. So I'll warn you about that segment of the show. I'd also like to remind you, as a listener, that there is a lot of information online about the Alzheimer's Society of BC, as well as the wealth of resources that they offer. So if you want more information, please visit their website, alzheimerbc.org. So, Maria, can you tell us a little bit about some background on the Alzheimer's Society BC? How do things work there? Remind us of your goals and your vision.
Oh, for sure. The Alzheimer's Society of BC, really our main commitment is to help people across British Columbia living with or impacted in some way by dementia or Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's, again, is only one type of dementia, being very many types of dementia, but Alzheimer's probably being the biggest of dementias. We were founded back in the early 1980s by a group of volunteers who really understood that people on this journey need a lot of help. Those who have been diagnosed, they need to have the information, the education about what is going to perhaps be their path. And those around them who are providing care, families, caregivers, friends, also have to understand. And so the more information and education we can provide, the more support we can provide, people can then understand what may be going to be their experience and make choices about what to do with that. And so the Society is really committed to that. We would really love to have a world without dementia. But until that day, and that's unfortunately still a ways away, but we're working hard. We want to spark a social movement, which is really about how do we create a dementia-friendly society. And we really believe that before there's a cure that's going to help create that world without dementia, there needs to be care. And we all play a role in that, and that's really understanding how each one of us, whether we're directly impacted by Alzheimer's and dementia or we're somewhat removed from that, play a role in showing care and creating a society where people who are living with dementia feel safe, they feel welcomed, they feel included. And so the Society does that in the supports and the programs we run across the province through our First Link, through our dementia helpline, through our education programs, our support groups, through our advocacy, which Rebecca will be talking about today, raising the voice and helping people understand. And of course, then raising money for research and ensuring that as we're working toward finding that cure, we're also creating care. They have to go together. It's a hand-in-hand relationship.
So can you remind us once again, what is First Link?
First Link is the way that people who have been diagnosed with dementia, any type of dementia, and their families or caregivers can become connected to the Society. It's a number or a web link they can access off our website, alzheimerbc.org. And it's a place where they can start, where they can begin to get one-on-one support through callers on the phone. They can connect into education sessions to receive information about various stages of Alzheimer's. They can be referred to a support group and begin to work with people and meet people in their own community. They can attend an exercise program. There's a number of different ways they can be supported based on their own individual needs and what they feel in their personal situation is the best way to help them still continue to have the best quality of life for as long as they can.
So if you happen to have a pen or a paper close to you as you're listening to this show right now, let me pass along the First Link Dementia Helpline, which is 1-800-936 6033, or you can always visit the website, which is alzheimerbc.org. And Maria, what can somebody expect when they dial that number?
The Dementia Helpline number is a wonderful place because it is staffed by volunteers and staff who have a lot of information. People call in and want to become connected to First Link and to programs and services, and based on where they live in the province, we will refer them to the right office. They have questions they have changes in their behavior. They don't know what to do about that. They're going to see their doctor. They don't know what questions to ask. They're beginning to worry that maybe they have to think about moving to a care home, and that's just an overwhelming, thought process. And so what do they do? So the questions vary, and that's the wonderful thing is that we are there. We just encourage people to please call. Don't worry about what your question is, or even if you know what your question is, if you just need to reach out and talk to somebody, the Dementia Helpline is the first place to start. And we will really commit to people helping them get to where they need to get the support. That is so important. We have to raise our voices. We have to reach out and ask for help.
Don't try to do this on your own.
Absolutely
you are not alone. There is someone to help, someone that can assist and hold your hand through this.
It takes a lot of courage sometimes to reach out and ask for help. There's a lot of stigma associated with Alzheimer's. We want to work with people to help them really truly understand what Alzheimer's really is and the information that will help them make the best choices they can.
Well, it sounds like empowering people to be able to raise their voices is very important to the Society's vision. I think we've got a great show lined up for today. And just before we meet our next guest, let me remind you once again, if you have any questions, the First Link Dementia Helpline is 1-800-936-6033 or visit alzheimerbc.org. This is Boomer Life on CL 650 and an hour of the best information we have to pass along from the Alzheimer's Society of BC. CEO Maria Howard is here to share in that conversation, and we're about to meet a very strong advocate for dementia next when we speak with Lynn Jackson. Stay with us on Boomer Life on CL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.